It's Tuesday evening. I need to start playing music before I start. I think maybe I'll do that. Have like a little soundtrack. Little soundtrack. Let's fix it. All right, all right. It's a party over here, ain't nothing over there. What's up, Trey? How's it going? I hope your day is going well. So I'm probably gonna give it like 15 seconds. And then I'll get started so I can get y'all in and out of here. Y'all can tell I'm feeling good today. Sup, Rev? Sup, cousin? All right, I'm just playing with y'all. Well, good evening, y'all. Happy Tuesday. I hope you all have had a wonderful weekend, and I haven't seen you since Thursday. And as always, I'm happy to be in front of you, happy to have this discussion with you, and definitely happy to hear your feedback, to hear how you're doing, to hear what you're feeling, what you thought about with when you saw the flyer about what the topic was for today. I'm just always excited about this, about us, because we're an us. We're like a little mini family, and I love it. I love it. Thank you, Trey. You know, I try to switch it up a little bit, you know. Lot wife, that's how we do it. But yeah, so I had a very restful weekend, and I'm so grateful for it. But so today, and I keep forgetting because, like I said, I do consider us a mini family, so sometimes I forget to do my whole introduction. But because I'm recording this, I do also have to do my introduction. So with that being said, good evening, happy Tuesday. I'm Dr. Nicole J, your confidence coach. My job is to help you find small ways to increase your confidence so that you can go after the things that you want in your life, right? I think that's important. It has definitely been important to me because for many of us, the lack of confidence, which that can also be considered fear, but the lack of confidence can keep us stuck in the same place. The lack of confidence can keep us afraid to move forward, or feeling or thinking that maybe we're not accepted, maybe we're not enough, maybe we don't have what it takes, right? So in everything that we're talking about, it all comes back to confidence. Hello, Natasha. Thank you for joining us today. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. And so, you know, in every single topic that we talk about is all going to come back to talking about cousin. What's going on, Twan? It's all going to come back to talking about confidence and just finding small ways that, you know, whether it's a new action, whether it's a new relationship, whether it's how you deal with your relationship, whether it's how you see yourself in the relationships that you're in. The goal is always to find ways to help you grow in your confidence so that you can start asking for and walking in what it is that you want, right? So a quick recap of the last time we met, which was last Thursday. We had our second installment of Navigating Relationships. I absolutely love the questions. I love the discussion. And, you know, as always, anytime you guys see the flyer or you know that we're meeting, feel free to DM me any questions that you have or things that you would like me to address with those topics. I have no problem doing that whatsoever. And so on Tuesday, we talked about navigating relationships when it comes to conflict. And then on Thursday, we talked about navigating relationships when it comes to deciding who you want to be in relationships. right? And so with those things, and talking about how important, because relationships are a part of our lives. We don't escape them. Relationships at work, on our jobs, relationships with our family. Hey, cousin. My cousin just joined. I'm excited. Relationships with our significant others. All of those things require us to be able to speak up for ourselves. They require us to be able to create and maintain boundaries. And they especially call for us to have the confidence that we need in order to have the most fulfilling relationships that we want to have, and not allow someone else to determine whether or not we're going to enjoy our relationship or even enjoy our lives, right? And so when it comes to building relationships and it comes to confidence, all of those things, when we talked about fear, everybody has something that they're afraid of. And I may have made light of it in certain ways, saying that, some of us are afraid of things like spiders. But when it comes to people, and it comes to the way that some of us get stuck in certain ways, in certain mindsets, because of experiences that we've had in relationships, that's a serious matter. And it can happen without us even realizing it. We get our heart broken, and now we're scared to get into a relationship because we don't want that to happen again. We have certain friendships that turn sour. They didn't treat us right. Now we're more hesitant and standoffish. Those things they affect us in so many different ways. We have to address them. That's the only way we get over it. That's the only way we get through it, is by addressing it. And not just addressing it like I'm going to just tell everybody what's going on in my life, but really pinpointing where the fear started. And then determining and mapping out where it is that you want to go and where you want to be. So today, as we talk about being intentional, that's kind of where we're going with the discussion. And of course, shameless plug, in these discussions about confidence, of course, I have an ebook called You Are Enough. And the book is really geared towards helping you, whether you're divorced or not, whether you've ever been married or not. The goal is really to help you to be able to navigate and get over feeling like you've lost your confidence after you've been in a serious relationship, and you feel like you've lost yourself a little bit. You feel like it's harder for you to be the self that you want to be, right? So that's really what the book is geared towards. So I would definitely encourage you, go to the link in my bio, or, hey, the website is boldvibesllc.com. Hey, Chance, good to see you. Thank you so much for stopping in. And so today, when we talk about being intentional, right? So we all hear the word, we hear the phrase, be intentional, live intentionally. And intention is just having an aim or plan, right? Living on purpose. Absolutely, Natasha. Thank you. I love and appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Definitely get yours if you have not gotten a copy of my ebook. So being or having a purpose is being intentional, right? So if you think about ways that you currently live your life, you may have decided that you live your life for a cause. Let's say that you are political in nature, or you're an activist, or you are a feminist, or what have you. You've decided that your intention is to be a vessel that helps other people, or even people in your community, to get to another level, whether it's a level of freedom, whether it's a level of recognition, whether it's a level of being able to express themselves, whatever that is. You've decided to be intentional about what you're doing, about what you stand for, what you believe in. And so it's about being conscious about that decision. So when we talk about how we live our lives on a daily basis, are you someone who has values, or do you just do whatever feels good? Living intentionally has so much to do with not only your decisions, but your decisions reflect your values. So that should be a question that you ask yourself every day. Are my values shining through? Are my values speaking for me? Or am I allowing other people and situations to pull me in directions that don't build me up, that don't speak volumes about what I really believe, what I really think, what I really feel? So we behave in certain ways based on those values and based on the intention that we have set for our own lives, right? So when you start to live your life on purpose, you have direction. So I don't know about y'all, right? Me and directions, we struggle, right? So if I don't have a map or GPS, I grew up in Hampton Roads, Virginia, right? Ask me if I'm going to go to Portsmouth without my GPS. I'm not doing it. I've driven through the tunnel hundreds of times. I'm still going to use my GPS. Why? Because, to be honest, it's kind of like a safety blanket. But beyond that, it also has to do with me knowing what my destination is and needing to have that roadmap to get me there. To make sure that if I get distracted, I'm still on the right path. If there's a detour, I'm still going in the right direction. I'm still going to end up at my desired destination. So how many of you could possibly, some of you guys probably are awesome at directions, right? How many of you could probably leave your city where you're from and drive across country with no map, no GPS? You just out here and you make your destination because you just know how to read the stars, right? You know how to figure it out based on the direction of, the interstate route or something. I don't know. That's not me. That's not my gift. Exactly. Team GPS all day, every day, right? So that's me. But that's major. Exactly. I would definitely be lost. And it's the same thing when we don't have not only purpose, if we don't have direction. And direction comes from what we intend to do, what we set out to do. So when we start talking about that, having that direction and getting to our destination, we have to have a roadmap. We have to have a blueprint. And that roadmap for us is knowing what we want, figuring out how to get there, but knowing that this is the final destination. So to kind of put case in point, if my goal, my intention is to be a speaker. Let's say this. Let's say my goal is to be a foster mom. Let's just throw that out there, right? And everything that I'm doing is about the single life. I'm out all the time. I have no regard for time, I love being by myself. Those things don't align, right? On one hand, I'm saying I want this. And on the other hand, my actions are saying, there's no way you can want that. How can you fit what you're saying you want into what you're doing? So even though in my heart, I may say my intention is, I desire to do, your actions still have to line up with that intention, right? And that's where a lot of us get caught up. So we want things, but we're not willing to do what it takes to get to what we want. And how does that affect us except delay us getting to where we're trying to go? Not only that, the more we're delayed, some of us are musicians. No, I'm going to use my GPS. Thanks a lot, James. Yeah, so, for many of us, in order for us to get to the thing that we say that we really want, the thing that we really desire, some things have to shift in our lives. And that's also what intention is about. Deciding what's for you and what's not for you. And so even though our focus could change just a little bit, it could shift. I was saying earlier, some of us are musicians. We may play an instrument, we might sing. Some people do beats, you make music. If that's your goal, and you're seeing all these distractions around you that's saying, just give it up. That's not something that's going to happen for you. If that's your intention, if that's what you really want, that's your heart's desire, that's the fire that burns inside of you, you're going to keep going after it no matter what people say until you get to that destination, whatever that is for you. It may not be you're a, multi-platinum artist or what have you. It may just be that you get the experience to release what's inside of you into the world. You get the experience to sing in front of people that can feel your heart when you release those notes or that song or those words. And that's important, that no matter what it is that's going on around you, no matter what other people are saying, no matter even how you feel sometimes, that living intentionally and getting towards what it is that you desire to do and you desire to be and you desire to become, that becomes the most important thing. And those situations that come up, those little moles that come up in your ground to try to dig up your seeds, to try to dig up your plants, they don't make a difference. Okay, so they may make a little difference, right? They might make a difference as to you getting irritated about the delay or how long it's taking. But it definitely doesn't keep you from where you're trying to go. I hope that makes sense. So, in our relationships, are we being intentional? And I do have some questions that I want to leave you guys with, as always, because I want to help us grow. That's why we're here, so that we all can learn and grow from one another. So when we find ourselves drifting, what is your go-to reaction? What is your go-to behavior? Do you have kind of like a rerouting system, a mental rerouting system that helps you get back on track? We should. Whether we have physical reminders. I can never forget that I had a friend who was really good with, and I used to be kind of good at this, right? But would have things all over about I am amazing, whether it's affirmation, pictures of vacations that they intended to take, just so that they were consistently and constantly visualizing where they wanted to be, what they wanted to have, what they wanted to do. I definitely call that being intentional. Because what you see, your mind processes it and it figures out how to get it for you when it's something that you want. And so concerning your life, 3 questions that I have for you that I want you to consider. The first one is, what do you want? That's such an important question, because how can you be intentional about something you don't know you want? What do you want for you? What do you want for your kids? What do you want for your family? What do you want for your relationship? You have to be the one to decide that, right? And you have to be the one to say, I don't care what my dad wants for my life. At the end of the day, I have to decide what I want for me. I'll never forget, I wanted for a very long time to sing. That's what I wanted to do with my life. I wanted to sing. And I'll never forget being told by someone close to me that I should probably do something that would be more lucrative, something that would pay the bills instead of something that would cause me to struggle. And because of the nature of that relationship, not solely because of, but they had major influence in my life at that time, I decided to go into healthcare instead of pursuing music like I wanted to, right? And some of us have done that. Some of us have decided that I'm going to take this path simply because other people think I should do that. That's what they see. That's where they see me shine. That's what they see or think is my best capability. But we can't live like that. We can't live our lives according to what other people want and hope for us. So that's question number one. What do you want? Number two, what do you value? Because what you value comes out in how you live your daily life. Do you value honesty? Do you value relationships? Absolutely, James. You are it's never too late. Never too late to change even. And I'm glad you said that. Never too late to change what you value and what you want. And I'm not saying that to say that we should be flip-flopping every couple of years because we can't figure it out. No, once you figure it out, it's okay for it to shift a little bit. And so when you think about your values, what do you value in your personal life? Do you value health? Do you value taking care of your body? Do you value taking care of your mental health? Or are we so convinced that we have to be everything for everybody else that we don't make time for that? Oh, I'll get to it. I think, I'm trying to remember who it was I was listening to, and it talked about how we are always saying one day. Like, we just one day it up. We probably build castles with the phrase one day. One day I will. One day I'm going to take a trip, go on vacation. One day I'm going to quit my job. One day I'm going to start a business. One day I'm going to. But when is one day? And for some of us, that one day doesn't come because we're not intentional about making it happen. Not that we don't desire it, because desire and intention, they work hand in hand, but they're not the same. And even intention in and of itself is not enough. It's the action that comes with the intention that causes us and that pushes us closer to what it is we want and what it is we say we want to accomplish. So the third question is, what can I do on a daily basis to get me closer to the goal I desire to achieve? And that's the action part. So yeah, I can say, when I'm 45, I want to have, I want to live in Wyoming, be married and have 4 kids. That is absolutely not my intention, by the way, in case anybody was wondering. I don't even know what's in Wyoming. But every day we should be doing something that gets us closer to what we want. No, it doesn't have to be leaps and bounds every day. We don't have to move mountains every day when we wake up. But let's say I want to be an author. What am I doing on a daily basis to get me closer to publishing my book? You're probably right, Trey. You would definitely know. I'm sure you've probably driven through Wyoming. So what have you done to get you closer to the goal that you said you wanted to achieve? If I said I want to be a dancer, like I really love ballet. Exactly, Natasha, focus on your craft. Am I focused at all? And is that focus translating into what I'm doing? I know in work, especially if we're not working in our area that we're passionate about, like on our jobs, it's so easy for us to get caught up in the day-to-day. You go to work, you come home, you're exhausted, and you don't really desire to work on anything else. You just want to watch TV and rest. Totally get it, right? But if we're intentional about how we're living, about what we say we want to accomplish, then we have to take at least one action every day. At least one. For those of us who want to be business owners or entrepreneurs, or we don't want to work a 9 to 5, that means that on the other side of that 9 to 5, we should be building something that will last, that's for ourselves. That means there's not enough time every day to watch TV. It just comes with that territory. But that's what being focused shows you. So in your personal life, how are you growing? How are you being intentional about building yourself up? How are you being intentional about pouring into yourself? Oh my God, there is so much we can talk about when it comes to pouring into yourself. We pour out so much on a daily basis, so much patience, so much love, so much understanding to other people, but then we don't do the same for ourselves. And then I have to ask, who's pouring into us? So that has to be a part of the intention of every single day. No matter what I desire to do, I have to be able to pour back or have some fountain that's pouring back into me so that I can continue to be strong, so that I can continue forward in what it is I want to accomplish. In your relationships, are you intentional with that? Does your significant other, your spouse, do they just look nice? Do they just make you feel good? Or is there purpose there? There should always be purpose in a relationship. Always. Because that's kind of what you, not exactly what you hold on to, but that's a major factor when it comes to what the glue that holds you together. Yes, love is there, but that can't be all there is. Because love, to be honest, it is an action, but it's also an emotion. An emotion that changes, that we have to, it's a muscle that we have to build, right? So how are you making things intentional in your relationship? Are you intentional in doing things when you're not asked to do them? Are you intentional about, we are a partner, so we work together no matter what it is, whether it's in raising our kids, our decision making, our finances, we're a partnership. And that's also important. Even friends, you have to be intentional about your friends, because believe it or not, there are some people that are wolf in sheep's clothing, sheep's skin, excuse me. And they say they want the best for you. They say they support you. They show up every now and then, but they're not always, they're not purposeful in really wanting to walk with you. And they don't always want the best for you. And that's not to say that all relationships have those, that those people that are not really for you. But I say that to say we have to be intentional. We can't really depend on what other people's intentions are. At the end of the day, all we can control is how we behave, what our own intentions are. And so how does intentional living affect your confidence? It affects your confidence because the more you see yourself getting closer to what it is you want, the more you find that you don't feel lost because you know where you're going. You know what you want for yourself. You know what you want for your life. You know what you want for your family, and you're not afraid to go get it. That's when you know you started to walk in your confidence. And I love seeing that in people. You know, that hunger, that go get it mindset, that go get it fierceness that says, I'm going to walk in what's mine. I'm going to walk in what I know is for me. And so today, my challenge to you is to really sit down and ask yourself, go over those questions. What do you want? What do you value? And what are you doing on a daily basis to get yourself closer to what it is you want? So as we come to a close here, I hope you guys got a lot of value from what we talked about today. But also, if you didn't know, you're resilient. If you didn't know, you are strong. And definitely, if you didn't know, you are amazing. So whatever you guys are doing for the rest of this week, I'm sure I'll see you guys again on Thursday. I'll be posting my flyer so you know when's the next time, the actual time that we'll be meeting. And I do hope that as we talk and as you realize that building your confidence is not this huge thing that has to be done. It really is the small things that add to our lives, that add to how we see ourselves, how we feel about ourselves, and how we think about what we're capable of. And you're capable of amazing things. I'm just, that's just what I do. I'm just here to let you know that you are capable of amazing things. I don't care what they told you. I don't care how they made you feel. I don't care who told you that you were going to fail. You're not going to fail. And you have everything in you that you already need to succeed. So, as we close, hello, Bridges. You're late. Boo, we're finished. But with that being said, guys, of course, again, boldvibesllc.com. Definitely purchase the ebook. I promise you it will bless you. Whether you're divorced or not, don't get caught off by the title, by the subtitle. It's for you. If you're questioning, it's for you. And then if it's not for you, even better. I bet you know who it's for. I bet you know somebody that it can help. But I'll see you guys Thursday. Enjoy your evening and have a great Wednesday. Peace out.